just felt like I had to come on a live stream because what is going on right now is just absolute insanity here in Canada. And the thing is, guys, having been in Canada now 5 years, and basically seeing how things have progressed over those 5 years, I'm looking at how things are unfolding right now and just like utterly disgusted. The prime minister of this country is a dictator. He's acting. Go look up the term dictator. He's acting exactly like a dictator. And the thing is, you just can't believe that this is happening in the 21st century in modern day Canada. You know, the thing is, and I'll get to the bank story because again, like what's going on with the banks right now is insane. But the thing is, could we actually have a civil war because of this? The country has never been so divided in history. And I just want to say before this all cuts off, if it does cut off the live stream, it's because my phone's overheated. Of course, I knew that when I would do this live stream, the sun would come out and whatever. But anyway, like the thing is, guys, whether you support the convoy that's happening in Ottawa or don't support the convoy that's happening in Ottawa, the thing is, it's how it's being politicized to divide us. And I never thought in all my time in Canada that it would come to a situation where it might feel like a civil war is coming. Because the thing is, civil wars really happen because people lose faith in the government. They get angry at the government. There couldn't be more of that right now. And I think a lot of that frustration and anger is coming from things that are happening, like, for instance, inflation. Inflation is running absolutely rampant right now. And there are a lot of people, because of inflation, that are, extremely frustrated. And I feel you there because, we're all being affected by inflation. But the thing is, when you look at history and when there's been periods of rapid inflation and what's happened, you notice that it creates this unstable society almost. And Canada is not exactly been stable before this. The birth rate is extremely low, and you have to ask yourself the question, why is that birth rate extremely low? Is it because of external factors, or is it just because the country, the society is failing? People don't want to have kids here. People don't want to start a family. They're seeing exactly what's happening, and they don't want to have kids, start a family. But you know what? Now where we're at, I just find it incredible, like the divide between people here in Canada. There's never been so much of a divide. And the thing is, if something happens now in Ottawa, then who knows what that could spark. And if he hasn't ruled out, our dictator leader has not ruled out using the military on his own people. The military on his own people. So the thing is, sorry about that, I should switch my phone off. Brooks, yeah, I don't know about that. But the thing is, guys, there is so much that's going on right now. It's kind of hard to take it all in. And basically, I went to the bank. I saw a tweet off George Gammon, and it was saying about outages at the banks, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to test it because I wanted to get some cash anyway. So I tried to withdraw 10 grand here in Canada, and I was told that I couldn't withdraw it. I'd have to wait 3 to 5 weeks. Like, they would have to order the money in, and I'd have to wait 3 to 5 weeks to get my own money. And I just kind of thought something is not right here, like something is going on, but could be an isolated instance as well. There's always the chance of that. No denying that, because I didn't go to multiple banks. I should have gone to multiple banks, but I really don't have the time right now. But the thing is, what's happening is this division that's being pushed. You know, people are starting to get like more extreme on the one side, and it's on the one side that it seems the views are getting more and more extreme, and it's Trudeau's side. And I just find it incredible, because I've never spoken to anybody in Canada who supports this guy. Never. I've never spoken to anybody, and I've spoken to a lot of people. I've been across a lot of provinces. I've spoke to a lot of different people. So it's just insane to me that I haven't found anybody who supports him yet. Here we have this guy who is dictating literally what's happening right now. And he's invoked the Emergency Act, as you probably know. But the thing is, oh, I just realized I put a poppy up there. That must have been back in November. But the thing is, he's invoked this act. He has no justification for it whatsoever. And again, this is a critical time in history right now in Canada, because if he's allowed to get this act through Parliament and the Senate, then there is serious problems in Canada. That puts Canada on a massive, colossal, slippery slope of where politicians can just throw their weight around, do whatever they want to gain more power. You know, if you go and look at history and what happened with Hitler and what happened with, oh man, I forget what it was, but there was basically an arson attempt, or so-called arson attempt. And you should go look at that, because it's kind of similar to this, how, you know, but anyway, I'm not, you know, saying that Trudeau is Hitler. He's obviously not Hitler. That is not the case. But the thing is, he's acting like he's showing qualities of Hitler. This is the guy in charge of the country here in Canada. And the thing is, they're not even a majority government. They have a minority government in the House. And it is just insane. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't tell you what's going to happen over the next sort of 6 to 12 months. But boy, I've never felt like there is more of a reason to leave, because I feel like this is getting really out of hand and escalating very quickly. And we really don't know. I mean, we know for a fact that politicians will do whatever it takes to get power. Just look at what's going on with Russia and the US and the UK. You've got two politicians, Biden and Boris Johnson, who are both trying to cling to any sort of power that they may have, and they're using war and warmongering to gain votes. They're essentially using it like a chessboard. And you know, if you go listen to what's going on with Russia, like go and watch the RT news, which is the Russia state media news, and then go and watch CNBC, which is the American state news pretty much, then you'll find out that, hold on a second, you'll be like, which one seems more plausible here? And it's the Russian one, if you can believe it. So, because they even say on their state media that you've got two politicians clinging to power. And it was funny when I watched it, because I'd already said that. Then I watched the video and I was like, I can't believe they're saying this. But, you know, the fact that people's bank accounts are being frozen, all these extra powers have been deployed, over a peaceful protest is just an absolute disaster. But it's really now what's going to happen next. That's what we really need to keep an eye on, because if this is allowed to continue and they get this through both houses, then it's so bad for Canada. It's so bad because what next? What next? You know, I think it will be more mandates. I think it will be, and you know, whether you're for or you're against, everybody has the freedom, in my opinion, to choose what they want to do. I've never disclosed any of my medical history on here, and I never will. Um, but the thing is, people should have the freedom to choose whether what they want to do with their own body. And I think that's fundamental. I think if we don't have that, then we are screwed as a society. And to the people who say no because they're putting other people at risk, Luke, well, think about this for you. The CDC did a study about people who were overweight, and they were 70% more likely to end up in hospital. No, not end up in hospital. 70% of hospitalizations were people who were overweight. So are you then going to ban, everybody, you know, from eating certain foods? Or where does it end? And that's my point here. My point isn't that we should start doing that. My point is, where does it end? Because that's the problem, guys. We're at this point now where if it doesn't end, we have no hope. Luke for press. we have no hope, and we have to realize this. You know, it's serious, guys, what's going on, and I urge you to call up your MPs if you're in Canada, call up your senators and tell them what you think of all this, because this is going to matter when they go to vote in the Senate and in the House of Representatives, or whatever it's called. No, House of Parliament. I'm thinking of America for some reason. I've heard so much politics stuff, and I hate politics. Like, I really hate reporting on this. People probably think that I love to report on this, but I don't. I'm sick of it. I wish it would go away, but it's not going away, guys. It's getting a lot worse, in my opinion. And I think the thing is, everybody's so inflamed now. Inflamed through inflation, inflamed through mandates, inflamed through losing their job security, the economy, whatever you want to say. People are really inflamed right now. So if people are really inflamed and then you light the fire, then they could all just butt heads with each other, fighting with each other. And that would just be terrible. I mean, the whole freedom convoy, the message was about unity and togetherness and solidarity. And what you have right now is the opposite of that. But who created that? It certainly wasn't the freedom convoy, was it? It was the politicians that created that. And it's a sad world that we live in. And the thing is, this has also been politicized by right-wing media, and I just want to say a little bit about that, and then we'll end it. But the thing is, it's been politicized by right-wing media, and the thing about that, which I'm trying to say, is it has nothing to do with the left or the right. That's what people forget. This isn't about the left or the right. This is about freedom. It's like when people ask me, Luke, are you left-leaning, right-leaning? I say, I'm forward-leaning. Because there's no direction for what me and I know many others support. There is no direction. There's no right, there's no left. There's just forward, because there's nobody who stands for what we stand for, which is a free market in everything. Because if you have a free market, then people start to look after themselves more. Businesses start to act more prudently when they're making decisions, instead of just taking unscrupulous amounts of debt on. Because if you look at what's happened over the past 2 years, for an example, the amount of debt that businesses have took on, and you could say, well, if we had a free society, they would have all gone bust. But the thing is, if we had a free society, they would have all gone bust long ago, and new companies would have took their place, and it would have happened when it would have been like a smaller recession, smaller, shorter recession than it would be now, where it would be an outright depression if we went to a free market system. So, so the thing is really where we're heading right now. I don't know. This morning I was looking at visa options for different countries. I don't want to go back to the UK. That's not my goal. That's not what I want to do. But I feel like, I've always said that I'm going to be moving anyway. But Canada is my home too. And I was hoping that we were going to be able to live here at least half the year. But, this was before a year ago. And now I just don't see that at all. Like, there's no way. The thing is just severing ties with this banking system, with this monetary system that we have. That's the best thing, I think, because these banks, they are facilitating money laundering, yet they're willing to freeze the bank accounts of people who have sent money to the Freedom Convoy. I mean, what does that tell you? Like, they are state controlled. They're being centrally controlled. And even people who had different crypto wallets, those too were seized. And the thing is, this is why I'm not a big crypto guy at all, is because crypto isn't decentralized. Because to get the money out of the crypto system, you've got to go through a regular bank account. So how does it even work? It's insane, But I don't know. I don't know anymore. It's just, it feels like things have changed. It feels like the friction between people is just getting worse and worse and worse. And that is why I titled this, Are We Heading to a Civil War? Because who knows? Who knows anymore? Like, if you'd asked me whether I thought this would happen 6 months ago, I would have said, no way would have this happened. But here we are. And a lot of people are going to ignore what's going on because they find it so troubling and so painful that they're just going to steer clear of the politics, steer clear of what's going on right now. Because as humans, we try and avoid pain. But you have to look the beast in the eyes. Because otherwise, you're never going to have anything in life. It's funny because the sheriff just turned around. Thought he was coming up this way. That would have been funny, wouldn't it? I'm doing this live stream and they've somehow found me on online, and then they come and arrest me. We're in this communist state right now. He was turning and he's coming down here. But I find it absolutely insane. Trudeau mandating the seizure of bank account. I missed that. Trudeau mandating the seizure of bank accounts. Yeah, I mean, it's a slippery slope that we're on, and I don't know that there's a way off it now, because the only way off it is to get these liberals out of government, and Trudeau is doing everything in his power to try and stay in. That's why he's invoked this act. The NDP are also going to probably side with him, and they'll be ultimately holding the whatever they call that, the power that tips the scale. But yeah, guys, I just find this insane. I was gonna do a video on it, on this and what's happening for this channel, but I just find it nuts now. I think we're just getting to a point where there's a point of no return, and I think that's really going to be if he manages to get this through. Because if he manages to get this through, he sends the military in on his own people, then it's done. it's done, guys. I mean, we're already, you know, this is Russia type stuff right here in Canada. Right here in Canada. This is Russia's type, you know, seizing bank accounts, everything like that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And the exploitation of the data of people who donated to that is another interesting thing, isn't it? Because Twitter doesn't normally let people actually put this stuff on Twitter, like the DDoS attacks. They're not allowed to post that sort of stuff on Twitter. However, for this, they've been allowed, no problem. And that just goes to show you how the state is controlling things. You know, I just find it bizarre, people's logic, how they're not thinking about this. I mean, think about all the people who are buying overvalued real estate right now. Like, everything is fine. Like, they have no concept ideas on what's going on right now. I don't know, guys. We're on this slippery slope. We got to make do with what we got. Hopefully, I'm going to be out by the end of the year. Who knows? They might be putting up fences, trying to fence us in, which they're already trying to do with some people. You know, some people can't leave right now. They can't leave the country. What kind of country does that? North Korea, China. These are all countries that do that. You know, this slippery slope that we're on, yeah, is nuts. Let's see what some of you guys are saying, and we'll leave it here. I don't even know how to get the chat up on my phone. I don't know. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, so much for being here. Give this video a like if you see it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace, guys. Bye-bye.